Let's identify this bird together. This bird was photographed in May on a birdwatching boat trip about 40 miles off Oregon. It doesn't seem to match any of the expected seabirds of the Pacific Northwest. How exciting! Starting with shape, to get us into the right bird group, what do we see? Long pointed wings in flight over the ocean, blunt head with a steep forehead, and look at that short, rather thin but blunt-tipped bill. The tail is fairly deeply forked. If you haven't looked at the seabirds in your field guide, you may not know what this bird is. I don't know if you can see the little bump halfway out the bill. Those are tubes that enclose the nostrils. That gives these birds the name tube-nosed seabirds. They include the world's largest seabirds, the albatrosses, but also small gull-like shearwaters and swallow-like storm-petrels. And that's what this is, a storm-petrel. Let's look at its plumage colors next to try to find out which species this is. Overall, it's dark gray. It has pale upper wing coverts that give it a pale bar across its wings. The lighter gray rump contrasts with the black tail. Likewise, the lighter gray upper back contrasts with kind of brownish inner wings. The primaries are gray, but the inner secondaries are darker, perhaps indicating new feathers from recent molt. Switching to the underwings, we see pale secondary coverts there as well. And the deeply forked tail shows well. The expected fork-tailed storm petrel is much paler gray on the body. Its rounded wings are patterned silvery and dark. Leach's storm petrel is rarely seen within 50 miles of shore. It is dark brown or black with white rump. It holds its wrists forward with the wings bent back. Though you can't tell from the photos, this bird flew rather straight with fluttery flight and short glides. Leach's storm petrels fly like common nighthawks with stiff, snappy wing beats, alternating bounding flight with long glides. Fork-tailed storm petrels seem to change speed and direction constantly as they flap, hover, glide, and dart. This bird was more obviously different in its flight behavior than in the subtle grays against the dappled gray waves. Experienced birders on board knew what this bird was immediately. Then they had to describe and explain what they were seeing to other birders so they too could be convinced of what they were seeing, most for the first time. Direct flight style, ashy gray body and dark wings, pale underwing panel, dark rump. That means this bird is an Ashy Storm-Petrel, the third Oregon record. This California and Baja endemic has rarely been seen north of the California border. Here's Oregon's expected fork-tailed storm petrel, usually seen from 12 to 50 miles offshore. It's hovering and foot pattering as is typical for this species. The pearly gray body and patterned wings really stand out. It has a dark mask, and you can get a little better view of that tubed nostril. Though they nest along Oregon's shores, Leach's storm petrels come and go to their nest burrows at night when predatory gulls are asleep. They feed out 60 to 200 miles beyond where the gulls feed. It's not easy to get a good photo of these tiny, erratic flying birds that are afraid of the boat. Perhaps you can make out that the white rump is divided by a thin dark stripe. I have many similar photos of sharply focused waves with out-of-focus birds flying in front. Comparing Ashy with fork-tailed, notice the dark gray body of Ashy Storm-Petrel contrasting only slightly with the darker wings. Fork-tailed Storm-Petrel is more pearl gray with silvery and dark patterned wings. Dark Ashy versus silvery pearl. They are quite different shades. We now switch to Leach's Storm-Petrel. You'll notice right off the white rump of Leach's. This is highly variable, with many birds showing two crescents of white on the rump split by a dark central line. Leaches in Southern California are now a new species, Chapman's Storm-Petrel. They usually lack any white on the rump. But notice that the wings of Leach's and Chapman's are held with wrists forward and tips swept back. Leaches have more obvious and creamy upper wing bars on a darker wing. The overall color of Ashy Storm-Petrel is ashy gray, while Leach's Storm-Petrels are darker brown to black. The lighting conditions at sea are often harsh, and seeing small birds from a bouncing boat makes it even more difficult. That's why a good series of photos is invaluable to discovering a rare seabird. Watch my entire playlist to learn bird identification throughout the year. Thank you so much for watching.